Okay, so I drew my images, I colored them, and I cut them out, leaving a strip so that I can glue them on the back side of the window that I'm gluing them on. So obviously I don't want to glue onto here and then you won't see the image. So I want to leave a little lip or a strip. And I did that here. I was going to put this little guy down here, and I was going to put these guys like over here somewhere. So to glue them, what I would do is, well, somehow my glue just disappeared. I would actually leave the window like this. It's a little bit easier. Glue the strip part, just lift it up and tuck it under, and then press it down so that you can kind of see exactly where it's going and line it up correctly. It may stick to the table behind you, but that's okay. Just lift it up. So I'm going to glue these in the spots that I want them. Of course, making sure that I'm not going to cover up anything from the one I did up here. So this, I'm just going to glue the white part, obviously. And make sure that that is lined up correctly before I press it down. There's that, and there's that. Oops. Okay, there's those. It came down just a little too much, but. And then one more. Just need a little bit. I mean, you don't really need that much glue. Okay, so then I'm going to test it out and see what this is going to look like. So this will go in front of my octopus and my fish and have some kind of fun things. Oh, I forgot to cut this out. I was going to do that with an X-Acto knife, or you can try and do it with scissors, but just keep in mind whatever you're creating you will have to cut out. So if you do something like this and you have access to an X-Acto knife, which I'm not sure if you do, I do, so I'm going to use it because I made a really small kind of detail. I don't want this white part. Just realized that when you can also just cut it carefully with scissors. Again, keep in mind the materials that you have and what you have access to. You don't have to do very detailed little pieces like this. I'd like you to do detail. I just mean that, like, in terms of remembering that you will end up having to cut it out. Just keep that in mind when you're creating your work. So you'll cut this out, and then you're going to use the same technique that you did to, you're going to get the window of what's going to be your foreground. You're going to trace that box onto a piece of paper. You're going to draw your image just like we did this one. So I cut that out. There we go. Now I can see through a little bit better my octopus. Kind of flips up there. And I'll hold it up so it looks like what you might see it as. See? Okay, so